Hey, what's up, Smoke Nation? Zach here today with American Smoke, and today we're going to be cooking one of my favorites, a delicious Philly cheesesteak sandwich. High quality beef, high quality cheese, great bread, mouth watering. Don't go away, stick around, and we're going to be cooking that on the Blackstone today. So the first thing I'm going to be doing today is igniting my Blackstone. We're going to get this baby going all the way across. I'm going to have my meat cooking over here on this side so that I can have a certain temp there, and then I'm going to have my veggies going right here in the middle. Today we are cooking some thinly sliced from Kroger beef shaved steak, which is great that you can go ahead and get this and it's already thinly sliced. So if you've never had this, I recommend going down to your local Kroger or maybe even your local grocery store and giving it a shot. We're going to be putting onto our sandwiches provolone, thin sliced provolone, and thin sliced mozzarella. I think it's going to give us a really nice profile as far as the taste and the texture of the two different cheeses. We're going to be basting our buns with melted butter. So you can see I've already got that melted a little bit, and that's going to continue to melt as this thing heats up. So for my veggies, I'm going to have my middle burners on just a little bit lower than medium high because I want them to really caramelize a lot, have a lot of sweet flavor to add to the saltiness and the savoriness of the meat. My beef, I'm going to be cooking pretty much medium high, and then down here where I'm going to have my bread toasting, which is going to be towards the end, I'm just going to keep that going to keep this in warm, and I'm just going to turn that all the way down until I get ready to toast the bread. Then I'll crank that up. So while that heats up, we're going to go ahead and get our bread opened up. I'm cooking today with some Pepperidge Farm soft white sesame seed hoagie rolls. They're going to be awesome. We're going to be seasoning our beef with a little bit of Killer Hogs steak rub. If y'all have watched many of my videos, y'all know I'm a big fan of Malcolm Reed and a big fan of his seasonings. They're very high quality and always deliver on taste. I'm going to be putting just a little bit of soy sauce on my beef. We're going to be putting olive oil and kosher salt on our vegetables, and that's pretty much it. The vegetables will be going on first because I want those to get really cooked and really caramelized to have that really sweet, soft texture on the sandwich so they don't overload and take place of what we're looking for in our meat. The meat's going to go on last because I don't really want to overcook that meat at all. The butter is melted, so I'll move it down here to the cooler end of my griddle top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and in this butter I have got granulated garlic so that you get a little extra flavor pop from the bread. It's always important to have extra trays laying around. I'm just going to set all these in here. Let that butter soak on in, get ready. Don't be scared to go heavy with the butter. You got a big hoagie roll here, and it can soak a lot up. You don't want to not use enough butter. I mean, come on. It's always better to have too much than not enough, especially when we're talking about butter on bread. How many times have you ever heard somebody complain, this bread's got too much garlic butter on it? Never is the answer to that question. What this is going to do is when I open these up and get ready to toast them, it's going to allow for a really, really nice texture on the bread. So you get almost a crunch, nothing like crunchy on bread, and then you bite into it and then it's still soft below the crunch, which is what our aim is, so that you get just a multitude of textures whenever you take a bite. Now I think we're ready to go ahead and dump the veggies. I'm just gonna pour a healthy dose of olive oil all over the veggies. Gonna hit them up with that kosher salt, and we're just gonna sort of stir them a little bit. Make sure that you get that olive oil evenly distributed all over your veggies. The great thing about this cooktop is that you don't have to be super careful. You got plenty of cooking space, and so you can spread these out nice and thin and get them all cooked evenly. I'm just going to let that go for a few minutes. Once I start to see these caramelize pretty good, I'm just going to slide them over here to the cool side and let them sit, and then we'll be putting the beef on, toasting the bread, melting the cheese over the beef, and going from there. Man, those onions are smelling amazing. Just amazing. Already starting to get a little bit of caramelization on there, a little char. You can really, really smell the sweetness cooking out of those onions, peppers. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm using 2 packs of beef today because I'm cooking for about 4 or 5 people. So nobody wants to be that person that, you know, picks people a puny sandwich. How many of you have ever heard someone say, man, I wish that I didn't have so much meat on this sandwich? I've never had anybody say that. You ever go to Subway and you get the person that acts like they're taking it out of their check by the ounce and you get meat on your sandwich? Terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's like, make it the way you would make it at your house for me. That's the reason you chasing me onto this Blackstone. Got me making my own sandwiches. 95% of my sandwich is bread. I ain't about that life. I'm about that meat life and that taste life and that flavor life. Now what I'm gonna be putting on my meat, like I said, is some of this Killer Hogs steak rub. I'll leave a link to this below. Just a real light soy sauce to give a little extra pop of flavor. I'm actually gonna put some of this steak seasoning on my veggies as well, just to kind of take them to the next level. I'm not gonna go heavy because I want that pepper and onion flavor to sort of stand out. But I do want to add a little extra pop on there. You can see they're cooking down real good. Starting to get a little char on them, which is what you want. Gonna look great underneath that cheese. Meanwhile, I can go ahead and toast my bread, my pre-buttered bread. We're gonna turn the heat down on this just a little bit because I don't want them to cook too fast. I'm gonna get those onto that already greased down surface. Get that going. And once I get that done, I'm gonna be putting the beef on and start to put some mayo onto my buns. I don't know if y'all like mayo on y'all's Philly cheese. We're gonna go ahead and reduce the heat here just a little bit and get ready to put our beef on. Now this is some super thin sliced beef. It's gonna be fantastic. The important thing to remember with this is that you want to spread it pretty thin over the cooktop. That way you can spread your seasoning on it and get good flavor all over the meat. Plenty of meat. Don't forget to check your bread. Should be getting close. Perfection, baby. That's why you use the butter. I'm gonna go ahead and get this spread out. Uh-oh. Wait your time, little one. Your time is coming. We're gonna hit it decently heavy up with this steak seasoning. Really just get it onto the meat. We're gonna douse it with this little bit of soy sauce that I've got, just to increase our flavor profile. You want to keep sort of chopping it. Give it a little swipe. It don't have to be heavy in mayo. And a lot of this stuff, when you're cooking on your Blackstone, you're going to find that things really come together quickly. Just flip it, flip it, flip it. Chop it, chop it, chop it. You're going to give your veggies a check. Now they are just getting just right. Nice little amount of char on there. Perfect amount. Now what we're going to do, be getting ready to cheese these babies. Don't worry, I am not that guy who's stingy with the cheese either. I'm just going to go ahead and cheese it right there on the Blackstone. So I'm putting my mozzarella down top of the meat to let it begin to melt down. Then I'm going to open up these sandwiches, get them ready to serve their ultimate purpose in life. And I feel like if you're a bread that's made for hoagies, this is your time to shine. So I've got all these things opened up here, just like that. And I'm gonna lay a little bit of provolone in there. So as you can see, I got my provolone layered in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer just a little bit of veggies directly onto that provolone to go ahead and get that process of melting started. And that way you've got veggies on the top and the bottom. Make sure you make everybody's sandwich just as good as everybody else's sandwich. You don't want folks getting their feelings hurt now, do you? All right, so our cheese is just about melted down. No cheese left behind. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start putting this in the sandwiches. Ooh, that's gonna be good, I guarantee. This is when you start putting that extra meat and cheese on there. When you got them all filled up already, and you got leftover meat and cheese, That's when things really start to get interesting. And we take the rest of our peppers, sort of just sprinkle them on there. Extra, read all about it. We got all the extra over here. Don't want to waste anything. And what we got over here is we got the remainder of our butter. No need to let that go to waste. Nobody's gonna say, oh man, I wish you hadn't put that butter on there. I'm gonna let these rest for just a minute, let all that cheese get good and melted on there. I mean, come on. Let's get everything inside and go check it out, baby. All right, everybody, so we've made it inside and we're about to get ready to serve up these sandwiches to my family. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to this as much as anyone else. It's been a long morning and I'm ready to eat a late lunch. So if you have been watching this and enjoying it, go ahead, hit that like button for me, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Let's see what we're working with here. If you watched how I made these, I made it really easy to get everything into the bun by keeping everything in one tray. We're gonna put this on the cutting board here, give it a cut. I'll give you guys a little look at what we're working with here. Wow, that just looks so good. That looks perfect. Close up on what we're working with. Now it's time for the star of the show, the bite. So we're gonna see what's really going on. I can barely talk. My mouth is watering so much right now. Man, that's phenomenal. If you ever want to make just a world-class Philly cheesesteak on your Blackstone, do what I just said, because that is everything you want. I mean, look at this yellow pepper. It's just almost starting to become a little bit translucent, cooked down. All the sweet cooked out of it. And you got the salt on it from the kosher salt, plus a little bit of that steak seasoning from Malcolm Reed. Man, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I'm about to tear into these sandwiches along with the rest of my family who just waiting on me right now. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Please remember, hit the like button and become a subscriber to my channel. If you do subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you'll get notifications whenever I come out with new content so we can cook more good food. Once again, guys, thank y'all so much, and we'll see y'all in the next video.